The first song we did, he invited me over, and he's like having some people over, and he goes, let's have some drinks or whatever. I was probably 7, 8 beers deep, like most people, and then they get the balls to get up there and start singing and everything. So that's kind of how the whole thing started. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, other than just writing the lyrics and stuff like that. But the singing part was not in the plans. I can tell you that. But I got more comfortable with it, like anything you do. If you start practicing, and you get better at it. So became I needed less beers each album. I guess I would say, like the first album, I was probably 7, 8 beers deep every song I went in there and sang. So
less liquid courage now. You can just do it.
We need something. We need something now. We need like a
little
riff here.
I don't have anything here with me, man.
You can't just sing like a cappella, like let's go.
No.
Come on.
Did you not just hear what I said? I need at least 7, 8 beers at least to do this live too. You know what I mean? when we do live shows, man, I'm definitely 7, 8 beers deep before I get up there. It's nerve wracking, man. Like people ask me, like you could pitch in front of 40,000 people, no problem. I was like, yeah, but I've been doing that since I was 5 years old, like playing baseball. It's not like I just jump into the singing stuff and they're like, oh, let's play a live show. Well, I said I'll only play a live show if I play an arena. When I was kidding, obviously, because I knew that would never happen. Well, my first live show was in the Jacksonville arena at a halftime show for the Jacksonville Sharks. So I kind of stuck my foot in my mouth and ended up having to play a live show. And granted, it was only 2 songs, but I mean, I'd probably I write the songs and stuff, but you still kind of have to be on time and remember them and everything. So it's very nerve wracking, but it becomes fun, and it kind of gave me that, I guess I'd say the adrenaline rush again, kind of playing and performing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's pretty cool that I've worked with some pretty big people in the industry too, just from my standpoint. So it's pretty cool.
That was going to be my next question. So I'm sitting next to one of the biggest name droppers in the biz. The mayor of Orlando sitting next to me.
That is so not true. So not true.
Every week. So I'm going golfing with name that actor, name that famous athlete. So you can kind of kick it back a little bit here to AJ, because I'm sure you've been getting some help, especially on the music career, with some pretty famous friends.
Yeah, I've done some songs and stuff with Colt Ford, and then I did a song with Leonard Skinner lead singer Johnny Van Zant on my last album, which was pretty cool. Very intimidating though, when you have to get in front of a microphone and try to sing in front of this guy that's done it his whole life, and he has the Van Zant last name, and his brother was started Leonard Skinner and stuff. So it's kind of like I'm sitting in front of Johnny Van Zant and Donnie Van Zant with 38 Special, and they're like, all right, go ahead and sing it. And I'm like, could y'all leave? I don't because I'm going to screw up, and I just don't I feel like, most people with these lead singer stuff, they just bang it out in one take, you would think, man, but it's a process with some, like the tone they try to get and everything like that. And I didn't want to take up too much of their time. So I didn't want to be in there like, yeah, that stinks, let me do it again, and keep doing it over and over. But yeah, so that was very intimidating for me. I have to get in front of those guys, and the songwriting part was easy with them. That just came naturally. But they're like, all right, there's the mic, sing it. And I'm like, oh man. It's kind of like AJ just put me on the spot to try to get me to sing right there. Yeah, that's not gonna that's not happening, man. It takes a little lubrication before you get going and feel comfortable.
Yeah, we'd have to dip into the cabinet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, turn around and freaking rip a shot. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a little early.
It is. Do any of the names that you just mentioned, did they kind of flip it back to you at all? Like, hey, this should be easy for you, like you mentioned, you've been in front of a ton of people with pressure where you don't get to redo anything, right? You don't get another take. I mean, you get another pitch, but like if you fuck up, you fuck up in baseball.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, like, I guess that was like the biggest fear for me, is just like not wanting to suck or fuck it up or whatever, but, and when you play live shows, it's like that. Like you have to be on, I mean, people can tell you, you've been to concerts before. You can kind of tell when somebody's not on the right track and everything like that of the song that you normally hear. I mean, shoot, I've done it, it's just, that's the most nerve wracking part about it, messing that part up. Now the studio stuff, you can click and delete and redo it if you want to, but live shows are crazy, man. But like I said, a couple of shots of whiskey and about 7 beers, I'm good to go. I did get in trouble for throwing beers into the crowd. I think I might have hit somebody one time, so I had to stop doing that. So I was trying to get them drunk, so they didn't have to really pay attention to what I was really doing. So maybe it sounded better it sounds better when I'm drunk listening to it. You know what I mean?
So, but here's the problem, okay? Because I can tell you from like a normal person perspective, you know, a full can of beer coming from the hand of someone who's able to throw a baseball way, way harder than just about any human being on the planet. You probably sometimes don't realize the strength. We asked a pitcher this on one of our shows one time, and he had a great answer. I think he was like playing catch with his kid, and he's throwing too hard to them, right? Is that ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't realize how hard you throw compared to anyone else that you're around.
I underhanded it, so I told them it was coming so they could see it. You know, I just didn't. I mean, you know, you get excited up there sometimes, and I like my bass player, who's my producer, and he goes, "Yeah, I don't think I would do that anymore, man. You just hit that guy right in the face." I said, "Well, what did he do?" He goes, "He picked it up and chugged it." I said, "Yeah, there we go." I don't know if it made his face feel better. I don't know, man. I'm glad nothing came of that, but I was like, yeah, I better stop doing that. And plus, that leaves me less beer. But you try to get the crowd interacting and share a beer with them, type of thing, man. I can't do that no more. So